There is a strange little joke built into life. The moment you become terribly serious and ask, what does it all mean? Life seems to retreat from you. Not because meaning isn't there, but because the harder you chase it, the more you turn it into something distant, something hidden, something outside yourself. And perhaps that is the mistake. We imagine meaning as a treasure buried somewhere behind experience, waiting to be discovered if only we think hard enough, search long enough, suffer deeply enough. But life is not really like that. Life is much more like music. You don't listen to a song in order to get to the final note. If that were the point, the best musicians would be the ones who finished fastest. No. The whole beauty of music is in the unfolding of it, the rise and fall, the pause, the rhythm, the note that trembles for a moment and disappears. Life is like that too, but we don't trust it. We keep saying, yes, but where is this leading? What is the purpose? What am I supposed to get from all of this? And so we postpone the dance until we have explained it. We refuse the song until we have translated it. We stand outside our own lives trying to decide whether they are meaningful before allowing ourselves to live them. And that is why meaning hides the moment you go hunting for it. Because the hunt assumes that meaning is somewhere else, somewhere over there, somewhere later, somewhere beyond this ordinary moment. But all the while, it may be sitting quietly in the sound of rain against the window, in a sudden laugh you didn't plan, in the feel of warm tea in your hands, in the ache of missing someone you love. Meaning is not always a message. Often, it is a presence. But you miss presence when your mind is obsessed with pursuit. I think this is why so many people feel empty, even while searching sincerely. The search itself can become a kind of separation. You are here, and life is there, and the mind says, I must bridge the gap. I must find the answer that will finally make this all feel whole. But the gap is created by that very stance. By standing apart and interrogating existence, you lose touch with the thing you wanted to understand. To be fully in the moment is not to solve it. It is to join it. Think of a child playing by the sea, building a castle in the sand. The child is not asking, what is the ultimate purpose of this? The building is the meaning. The delight is the meaning. Even the fact that the tide will wash it away is not a problem. It is part of the play. Then an adult comes along and says, but what's the use? And that question can poison almost anything. What's the use of a sunset? What's the use of a song? What's the use of dancing? What's the use of love if it cannot be guaranteed forever? We have become so addicted to usefulness that we forget how to meet life directly. We want every joy to justify itself, every sorrow to teach a lesson, every experience to explain what it is doing here, as if reality owes us a clear summary before we agree to feel it. But life does not reveal itself that way. It reveals itself sideways, quietly. In those moments when, for just a second, the constant commentator in your head falls silent. You are walking home, not searching for anything, and suddenly the evening light touches the street in such a way that the whole world feels strangely tender. Or you are washing a cup, hearing the soft sound of water, and there is no distance at all between you and what is happening. No observer standing apart, measuring the moment, asking whether this is significant enough. It simply is. And because it simply is, it shines. Not as an answer, as a kind of glow. But the mind is clever, very clever. The moment such a thing happens, it says, ah, this is it. I must remember this. I must learn how to get back here. I must repeat this experience. And the moment you do that, it slips away. Because now the living moment has become an object, a technique, a memory you are trying to recreate. You've stopped listening to the music. You're trying to trap it. This is the subtle frustration behind so much spiritual searching. One says, I will become present. I will attain peace. I will find the meaning beneath all things. But who is this I making the demand? It is the same anxious self that feels incomplete and wants to complete itself through achievement, even if the achievement is something holy. So you play a strange game with yourself. The seeker chases peace. The seeker chases meaning. The seeker chases fulfillment. But the seeker is the tension. And tension cannot grasp what only relaxation reveals. It is like trying to smooth water with your hand. The more urgently you push for calm, the more ripples you create. Leave the water alone, and it settles on its own. In the same way, there is a kind of understanding that comes not from forcing life to answer you, but from no longer shaking the question. This doesn't mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean giving up. It means a different quality of attention. A softer one. One that looks without grabbing. One that listens without turning everything into a conclusion. And from that kind of attention, something very ordinary begins to glow. The creak of a floorboard. The silence after someone speaks honestly. The wind moving through trees at dusk. Steam rising from a bowl. A dog barking in the distance at night. Nothing spectacular, and yet, when you are truly there, it is enough. That is the part the mind resists. It says, surely meaning must be bigger than this. But bigger in what sense? Louder? More dramatic? More permanent? We assume that if something is fleeting, it cannot be profound. But that isn't true at all. A melody moves you because it passes. A sunset glows because it ends. Love is tender because it is vulnerable. The passing nature of things is not what robs them of meaning. It is what gives them poignancy, brightness, depth. The problem is that we want certainty where there is dance. We want possession where there is flow. We want meaning to arrive as a fixed statement we can hang on the wall and say, there. Now I understand my life. But life is not a statement. It is an activity. You are not a fixed thing moving through a dead world. You are part of the whole movement of it, like a wave in the sea. And imagine a wave becoming anxious and saying, but what is my purpose? Why do I rise and fall? What does it all mean? The wave's very existence is the activity of the ocean. Its motion is not a problem needing explanation, and neither is yours. You are this universe, here, now, taking the shape called you. Breathing in this particular rhythm, seeing through these particular eyes. Loving, fearing, laughing, grieving in this strange and beautiful form. And when you demand a meaning separate from the living of it, you are like the wave asking for a purpose other than waving. The waving is it. The dance is it. The song is it. And once you begin to feel that, something softens. You stop being so violent toward the moment. You stop demanding that every pain justify itself or every joy guarantee itself. You begin to grieve more cleanly, to love more freely, to enjoy without clutching, to let things come and go without needing to pin them down immediately. Searching turns into attention, and attention is very different. Searching is tense. It suspects that what it wants is hidden. Attention is open. It does not demand. It allows. And because it allows, things reveal themselves in their own way, in their own time. That is why the most meaningful moments in life usually do not arrive when you are chasing them. They come unannounced, in a glance, in stillness, in the middle of something ordinary. And afterward the mind says, ah, that was meaningful. But the meaning was there before the commentary. The real thing always comes first, quietly. So perhaps the question is not, what is the meaning of my life? As if life were a puzzle waiting for a final solution. Perhaps the real question is much simpler. Can I be here for it? Can I stop leaning over every moment asking what it means, and instead let it touch me before I explain it? Can I let a sunset be a sunset? Let sorrow be sorrow? Let laughter bubble up without turning it into philosophy? Can I trust that I do not have to solve life in order to belong to it? Because belonging is not given by explanation. It is felt in participation. And once you taste that, even for a moment, something changes. The air feels nearer. Time loosens. The world stops seeming like a locked box and starts feeling like a living mystery. Not a riddle with one correct answer, but something richer than that. Something that deepens the more gently you meet it. So when that old question returns, and it will, when the mind tightens and says, "Yes, yes, but what is it all for?" Don't fight it. Just notice it. Smile at it, perhaps. Then look up. Listen. Feel your breath. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Notice the hum of existence going on without waiting for your conclusions. And rest there, just for a while. Because it may be that what you were looking for was never absent, only overlooked, hidden in the obvious, hidden in this breath, this sound, this passing moment. And the moment you stop hunting, meaning comes quietly out of the trees and stands beside you.